Good morning. Well, morning anyway. It's 7:05 a.m. I've been up for roughly a half hour and I'm already running late. Everything last night, but I got my little cooler with a decaf soda, a calf soda, some water, 2 little chocolate snacks being kept cold. I have some other snacks in my backpack, which is over there, along with my art supplies and things like that. Everything else has already been loaded into the car. Oh man, the orientation's all wrong. Well, we'll deal. Anyway, I'm on my way to the show. I stopped at Starbucks, got myself a medium cappuccino, allowed that it could be caffeinated, even though, as I've said before, I try not to have too much caffeine. But I got about 4 hours sleep and I have an hour and a half drive and then a show, so I figured probably a good idea to get a little bit of caffeinated, whatever, in me. Yeah, that's it for now. I live in California, but most of the, look at me, black in my eyes. I'm a bandit. I'm a raccoon bandit. I live in California, but most of the time it feels like living in New Jersey or anywhere else because it's just a Starbucks down the street and a mall and I'm outside of the city and in suburban neighborhoods. But every now and then I go a half hour away from my house and I'm like, oh yeah, I live in a special different place where there's mountains and hills and it's crazy. I don't know how well it's coming across these videos, but this is such a ride. He goes, gaga gaga. 9 o'clock, opens in about 1 hour. I just parked kind of back there, which is a little bit far, but I don't have to go through check-in and there's probably not spots in the actual lot anyway. And I have my new handcart all put together, so hopefully that'll be okay. All right, so I carried in my wooden display, my little bag that has the backdrop and my backpack. Everything else I've gotten on here, and I have my little cooler thing, sandwich bag around my waist. No, my shoulder. Why would it be around my waist? It's not a fanny pack, it's a shoulder bag. It's about 9:20, and as I said, I'm running late, but it looks like a lot of people are still setting up, so I don't feel as bad. And I do have placement right across from the celebrities, which is cool, and right near a door, and a ladies' restroom. So here's the new setup. I gotta fill that gap. Got my comics here, pins, these, little bucket. Problem is, it's a little difficult to see these, which is fine because I have them mostly up here. This isn't so bad either, but if you notice, there's no spot whatsoever for my 8x8 headshots, which I've thought about phasing out anyway, but not today specifically. So definitely needs revision, but we're open now, so I'm not gonna get too crazy about it.
So as I was finishing getting set up, I'm just doing a little walkthrough here later in the day. As I said, the Power Ranger actor Brennan Mejia, who plays Dino Charge Red on Power Rangers Dino Charge, was there, and I had done some art of him, and I actually do like his character, and he seems like a nice guy and a good actor and all that stuff. So I thought that once I was set up, I'd go over, give him a copy of the print, say hello, introduce myself, etc. But he came by my place, and I had the print up front and center because I wanted to push it because he was there, and he's like, I like that one, and I'm like, oh man, take it. And he's like, oh really? I'm like, yeah, I was gonna come by and give it to you, but I was busy. And he's like, oh, thanks so much. And he's like, do you want me to, like, you know, put it on social media and tag you? I'm like, yeah, that would be awesome. You don't mind? There's no trouble. He's like, no, what's the big deal? I'm like, that's really nice of you. He's like, it's no big deal, you know. So it was really cool because, you know, he's like the celebrity, he's the person in the position of power, and he came over and approached me, and he suggested to put it online, and, you know, took a picture and everything, and it was really cool, and I'll show you the picture in a second. And then he stopped by a few more times throughout the day. There's the picture I did, and kind of, you know, gave me a finger, hey, how's it going? And at the end of the day, he came over, and when there he is, me and him, came out and shook my hand and said, nice to meet you, thanks again for the print. And again, just really nice guy, going out of his way to be friendly, and it was a fun moment. And there's a Gamorrean Guard cosplayer.
So it's about 11:15 and 2 people didn't show up, so we've all spread out a little bit, which is great for us, not so good for people who didn't show up. And hopefully they don't show up late because then we'll all have to unspread out. But it's good because I did not have an area for the 8x8s, and now I do, and I put some more out here, and it basically makes me wish I had a table and a half every show. Also looking at that, when I'm sitting there, I fill up that spot nicely, but when I'm not, it's pretty empty, so I might want to think about filling that in the future. It used to be up and I realized it fell off. That helped fill it in. It still has this gap here, but at least it's a little bit more symmetrical. If I had another 11x17 vertical, I'd put it there, but I don't. So I just have to make sure to stand here or sit into the void. Into the void. About 12:45. Things have been going decently, better than last year at this show. I've made table plus, so I'm in profit already. I'm not drowning in money, but I have enough money that I can tread water, you know, so hopefully things will continue this way, but if not, it's I haven't lost money. I've made money at this point, and yeah, the crowd has ebbed and flowed. And this is a show I did last year where they have a band outside and they have a film festival and they have other things going on besides the normal stuff. So it makes sense that as activities start and end, the crowd ebbs and flows. And I'm actually definitely having one of those shows that I have often where my fan base, clientele, interested humans, once again tends to be less a bunch of people buying one thing and more one person buying 3 things. One person buying all 6 of my Ninja Turtles, one person getting 3 or whatever, which I'm fine with. That just means I'm less popular, but the people that like me really like me. So that's where we're at. And yes, I did almost punch myself in the nose there. I actually made physical contact, but not enough to injure myself.
Here I'm trying out 2 new things. One is that I got one of those little tripod spider arm things for like 10-15 bucks where it's got like bendable arms, so I clamped it on the top of my display. And the other thing is I realized my phone has time lapse. Now this is something I could have filmed and then sped up later, but by using time lapse it takes a lot less memory and power. And at one point, it's hard to see, but somebody came by on the right and looked at all my 8x8s and just made a complete mess. If you're interested in the tripod I'm using, I'll put a link below, my Amazon affiliate link, so you can check it out.
So a good problem I'm having is that I'm selling a good amount of these headshots, but I'm selling a lot of the same ones. So I have one of each one at least, bagged and boarded and ready to go. And a couple I did multiples of. And then I had extra bags and boards. I'm out of bags and boards. I didn't realize how low I was. So I'm out of random bags and boards with nothing in them. So now to restock, like I just sold a whole set of MMPR headshots, I'm having to find doubles or less popular ones and take the bag and board off it to put it on the more popular ones. So it's about 1:30 and it's been going pretty well. Not as well as some of the other shows I've done, even in Colossal Gorilla Entertainment. The Alameda one, which I think is called PowerCon, I typically do better, but I'm doing better now at 1:30 than I did last year, the same show, at the end of the day. So I'm already doing better than I did last year, so that's good. And going in with the theme of less customers buying more, sets have been doing well. I've sold, sets of 3 Tommy Rangers or a set of the original Mighty Morphins. I just did a set of 6 of those, and the way it works with the buy 2 get 1 free deal I'm doing here, then it's like, oh, I get 6 and I get that deal twice, and so there's an incentive. A lot of people buying sets. I've only sold, I think, 1 of the large prints, but a lot of the smaller prints. So good.
Look, time is passing. Here's the time passing montage. Can you tell I'm in love with this new feature? Well, you're going to see it at least one more time before the end of the video. But now back to real.
I had some packs made up from when I was doing Power Morphicon. I was doing a different deal because of the prices. I was doing buy 5, get 1 free if you got Tommy or Mighty Morphin, so you got like the 6 Ranger free. I'm running a slightly better deal here because I didn't have to get a hotel room and it was a cheaper table, etc. That all affects what I can, the savings I make, I can pass on to you. But I had these packed up and somebody wanted Mighty Morphin's team set with green, and I was able to give him that full set and didn't have to scavenge for more bags of boards, so that was helpful. See that? He's got his name on there. Seems like I should put my name on here. I should. This is something I've been thinking about. I don't know why I don't. Similar to how I have the Horror A4 cutout of the monster but don't have the name of it on there, which is just bad branding. Just bad branding. So my takeaway so far is that the extra cloth good, the extra clamps good, filling it in more good. Getting rid of the books, probably good, but I need to work on what I'm going to display here better, because it's working out great right now because I got an extra half table, but I'm not going to be buying an extra half table every time. And having a name sign of me would be good, and possibly some basic print pricing signs maybe, which I've never done before. This is some extra stock, which I was talking about. I don't have enough Tupperware. I'm going to flip this over, just like I flipped these over, because this happened at the last show I did, and it's happening again where people, I guess, see the art from over there and then want to pick it up or buy it or something, and I have to direct them to the front of the booth. So yeah, I'm going to keep them flipped. Well, it's a little after 3, and things have started to slow down for sure. It's not dead, but you could tell it's getting towards the end. It ends at 5, and some people... I hate when people play music. I'm just glad I'm not that close to them. But anyway, it's slowing down, but it's not dead. And I've done the test of, let me sit down and try to draw. Oh, people come over. Let me try to sneak away and go to the bathroom. People come over. So it's a good, bad problem to have. And I was just about to leave to use the restroom, maybe walk around, and I made another sale. And every time I try to sit down and draw, I get distracted. But again, that's not a bad thing. So once again, not the craziest, busiest show of all time, but certainly better than last year.
One other thing I want to mention, it's a smallish YouTube channel I have here, but every now and then people will come up to me and tell me they recognize me from the videos, or they watch the videos, or they found my art through the videos, or whatever. And that's great. I love it. If you see these videos, you see me at a show, come up, say hello, shake my hand, take a picture, do some jumping jacks, whatever. It's all good, and I love knowing that people are actually watching these.
So I took a break, got back from my break, and somebody was waiting, of course, and I sold them a piece of original art that I had with me, which is also funny because I've been talking about how I don't tend to sell a lot of original art, and then I did. So there's no predicting what will happen. None. It is 4:15, so we got about 45 minutes left. A few people have already started packing up and leaving, which is always a big pet peeve of mine. 2 minutes to 5. Closing ceremony is well underway. I am pleased that half or more of the vendors are staying up until the bitter end, which I prefer. But you can see many are already gone, and some are starting to pack up. But in the last 20 minutes, I did make one more sale. Now, did that make or break my day? No. But it's a little bit extra money, and it's somebody who wanted some art from me that had come back from earlier. And, if I wasn't here, they'd be like, oh, he said he was going to be here till the end of the day. And now, maybe other people aren't making those promises, but they should. Because implicitly, it's expected that you will be here till the end of the show. I don't know. I'm a tyrant.
And here's the final use of time-lapse. It's me taking everything down. If you want to know what it looks like me putting everything up, just imagine it backwards. But it was a pretty quick takedown. I even stopped in the middle and traded comics and signed with the guy next to me. So, it would have been even shorter. I have this on a folding chair with the tripod I mentioned wrapped around it. So it is a pretty versatile little thing. Again, the link below. And it's an affiliate link, which I have to let you know. So if you buy it from there, I get a few pennies, which is good for me. Speaking of affiliate links, I'll also put the link for the tablecloth or backdrop, whatever you want to call it, and the clamps I used, so you could check those out too.
It's 5:28. That means it took me less than 30 minutes from beginning to end, packing everything up, getting into the car, being in the car ready to go. Another reason why I don't see I need to hurry. But not having those cubes, once again, speeding the process a lot. My new hand truck also speeding the process a lot. So while my display is still a bit in flux, my set down and take up, yep, whatever, I said it backwards, has improved. This show, I haven't counted all the nuts and bolts and monies, but I definitely did better than last year and the year before. Easily double, maybe more than double. I made table by 1 o'clock. I had an awesome interaction with Brennan Mejia, Dino Charge Red, and yeah, it's been a worthwhile show. I'm gonna head home now. Man, it was really hot. It was really, really hot. I was dying sweating. And I'm about 10-15 minutes down the road, not even, and it's nice and cool. It's something about Merced. It's just like a heat box. But anyway, I stopped at a Target Walmart shopping center, which I was gonna do more at the halfway point, but a Target and a Walmart right next to each other, I couldn't resist. Plus, I'm tired. Like, it's a weird thing. I'm tired, so I'm probably gonna get a coffee at the Target because they have a Starbucks. I'll get like a cold brew, something. And also, my legs. Like, I've been walking and riding my bike and doing things like that, so my legs have a fair amount of stamina, but it's that standing. I just stood the whole time, which was like, I don't know, 6-7 hours of just kind of standing, milling, kind of like being online. And so, like, even though I'm tired, I feel better walking than I did sitting there. Yeah, this is exciting news, isn't it? I got a big ghost man. This is a super Target. I've never been to a super Target. It looks like a regular Target, but twice as big. What's so great about that? Well, they might have better selection, like the Evil Red Ranger from the 25th anniversary episode, which was rumor up until now. They only had one, unfortunately, but I got that one. That ghost man didn't scare me off. So,